So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a very popular soft drink, and the reason that we use this clear Sprite is that so that way you can see the reaction that we're going to have with this pH testing solution, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to pour some Sprite in here, as so. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take also a very popular soft drink, and again we use a clear liquid so that way you can see how this thing tests out. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to take a product that Coca-Cola makes. This is a reverse osmosis water, and you'll want to pay attention to what happens as we test this water. And alongside Dasani is its counterpart made by Pepsi, which is Aquafina. Again, this is a reverse osmosis water. And we're not here to just pick on Aquafina or Dasani. This actually applies to any reverse osmosis water. Right next to it, we've got our Kangen water, which is the 9.5, and this is the water that we're going to be drinking. And over here on the end is the tap water here. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this pH testing solution and we're going to put 4 drops in each of these liquids, and what we're looking to do is match some colors here. Okay, and again, we want to be on the alkaline side, meaning that we're looking for a dark blue or a purple color instead of an orange or a yellow. So let's just go ahead and see what happens. So we're going to put 4 drops in each. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's just go ahead and give each of these a stir, and let's just look and see what happens. And here's our Sprite. Here's our Gatorade. Here's Dasani. Here's Aquafina. Here's the Kangen water. And here's your tap water. Now, as you can see, the Sprite and the Gatorade, rather, they're on the orange side, and this is pretty much as acidic as you can get. Alongside of it are Dasani and Aquafina, your reverse osmosis waters, and as we can see here, they're also yellow, meaning that they are acidic. The reason that they're acidic is reverse osmosis water actually pulls out everything out of the water, including the minerals, and when you don't have minerals in the water, you're going to get an acidic water. As a matter of fact, the Japanese refer to reverse osmosis water as dead water. And along here you can see our Kangen water, and it's not because of the bottle here. As you can see, it's the bright purple that we're looking for, and this is the 9.5. This is what you're looking for. This is what you want to hydrate your body with. And right next to it is your tap water, and by federal mandates, most municipal waters are on the neutral side. But before you get too excited, keep in mind they use lye, which is something that's very caustic, to bring the water from a very acidic state to a neutral state. Now, that's just half of the equation. What we want to do now is we want to talk about that oxidation reduction potential characteristic of these liquids that we talked about in our earlier presentation. So what we've got here is a meter that's just designed to kind of give us a benchmark in terms of where these liquids actually end up on the scale. And also keep in mind, the higher the oxidation reduction potential number is on the positive side, the more oxidizing effect that liquid will have. Now on the flip side, if there's a negative number, the higher that negative number, the more anti-aging, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties that water will have. So let's go ahead and test these liquids and just see what happens. Now, as you can see, what we're doing is the first thing that we're testing here is the Sprite, and you can see the number is approaching 400 on the positive side, which means it has a very oxidizing effect on you. Now, I do a lot of work with naturopathic doctors and holistic doctors, and they all really caution the overconsumption of soda. Right next to the Sprite, as you can see, is the Gatorade. And what we're going to do here is we're going to check and see what the ORP value of Gatorade is. And as you can see, it's well over 400. Now, next to Gatorade is our Dasani. And keep in mind, this is a reverse osmosis water. And as you can see, this liquid also is right in the 400 range. And again, it's positive. Now, let's just see what happens with Aquafina. And again, here we're right in the 400 range. And what we're going to do is we're going to actually come back to the Kangen water at the end, but I just want you to see where your tap water typically is. And the tap water also is right in the upper 300s, just under 400, as you can all see. Now the last liquid that we're going to test here is our Kangen water, and as you can see, of all the liquids that we've tested here, this is the only liquid that has a negative oxidation reduction potential value, and as you can see here, it's right about a negative 300, and that's very, very important. As a matter of fact, if you remember the picture from Mr. Oshiro and how young he looks for his age, my belief is that he does that because of this property of the water. The negative oxidation characteristic potential of this water is absolutely crucial. Now, what we want to do is also show you something very interesting. What we're going to do here is we're going to show you is instead of using drugs or over-the-counter medications to neutralize acid, keep in mind, we're looking for a dark blue or a purple color. I'm going to show you something very interesting with our Kangen water. And we're going to start here with the municipal water. And as you can see here, this is a neutral water, but just by pouring a little bit of Kangen water on top of here, as you can see, we just neutralized that, or we've taken that water from a neutral state to an alkaline state. Now here's the same situation that we're going to do now with Aquafina, and just keep in mind we're pouring just a little bit of water and we've taken it from an acidic state to an alkaline state. And here you'll find the same case with Dasani. Now what's interesting here is you're going to find out here with Gatorade that's not quite the case. As a matter of fact, you need about 25 glasses of water, of this water, to neutralize 1 glass of Gatorade. Same thing for Sprite. Look at here. And as you can see, none of that acidity has been neutralized, okay? With Sprite or with any soda, they're finding it's a 32-to-1 ratio, meaning you need 32 glasses of this water to neutralize 1 glass of soda. And just to put that into perspective, I mean, if you think about the fact that cancer is running at an all-time high. As a matter of fact, it's the leading killer in this country, and when you've got too much acid in your body, it can lead to cancer down the road. So we want to avoid things like soft drinks, too many soft drinks, or too much Gatorade, or too much reverse osmosis water, because it just has a negative effect on you. Now, let me just share with you one other thing. We've got these alkaline states. Watch what happens when I mix a little bit of soda. Right away, as you can see, it takes it from an alkaline state right back to a acidic state. So it's very, very important that we stay away from too much acidity. All right, now the next thing that we're going to do here is we're going to actually do what we call a chlorine test. We're going to actually take ordinary tap water and determine whether or not there's chlorine, and we're going to do the same thing with our Kangen water. So over here in this picture is tap water. Okay, and over here we're going to take our Kangen water, the 9.5 drinking water. And then what we're going to do is we're going to actually take this chlorine testing solution, and we're going to put 4 drops of this solution in each of these waters. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're going to give this thing a nice little stir here. And here. Now over here on the bottom of our chart is our chlorine indicator. And what you're looking for is you want a clear color, because you don't want chlorine in your water. We're going to come back and talk about that. And as you can see in the tap water here, it's a bright yellow, indicating that there is a fair amount of chlorine in this water. And as we are on this subject, I want you guys to think about, what do we do, as an example, when we take a shower or a bath? 10, 15-minute shower or bath. What's happening there is that's the equivalent of drinking 8 tall glasses of this water. I mean, if you think about it, as you're bathing, you're opening up the pores of the largest organ in your body, that being the skin, and what happens over the course of that 10, 15-minute shower or the bath is the fact that you're actually absorbing anywhere from 8 to 10 glasses of this water in your skin. Now, on that note also, think about what do we do when we bring vegetables home. We bring our vegetables home, and what we want to do is we want to wash them. We want to get rid of all the herbicides and the pesticides and the insecticides. Well, let me take you through a quick little demonstration so you can see actually what we're doing.